Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? My neighbor, she lives on the other side of the neighborhood. She just walked by and she was like waving at me, and she's the one that I sat next to during the eclipse. That was so funny. And she said she's like 91 or 94 or something like that. And she was telling me about all these things that happened in her lifetime. And I said something about the next eclipse, and she said, "Oh, honey, I won't be here for that." And I said, "You don't know." And she goes, "Oh, honey, I'm not going to be here for that." She was so sweet. I can't remember how old she said she was. You guys probably do better than I do, because I talked about it on here, but that's the first time in a long time that I've actually seen her walk by here. She always carries her purse. There's a lot of people in the neighborhood that like carry a purse just so that they can carry their like cell phone and their keys and stuff when they walk around here. But anyway, she's real sweet. I love her so much. She's so funny. I didn't know from her just like walking by. I've talked to her a couple times, you know, and booze out and stuff like that. But I hadn't really talked to her until I sat next to her at the eclipse, and she was so funny, just absolutely so funny. So anyway, and so nice. But yeah, okay, so I didn't even know if this vlog was going to be made today. I am so tired, you guys. I'll tell you that story in just a second. I just poured myself some more iced coffee because I was like, I do not know that I can get through this vlog if I do not make myself some coffee. And I already have my videos like scheduled to go up. I can't even believe that I filmed any videos today. I'm so exhausted. And so I'll tell you about that in just a second, but I actually shared this on my Peter Does Stuff channel too. Do you guys remember when I ordered the shirts from, it's called Hero Clark. I think it's Hiro Clark or Hero Clark. It's Hiro, and then Clark. And they have like the shirts that say, like, I originally went to the website because they had a shirt that said Cult Leader on it that I had seen on Instagram, and I loved it. And they have other t-shirts, and I bought some of their t-shirts, and I showed them on like a haul that I did on my Peter Does Stuff channel. What I didn't know was I had bought this pack of just plain t-shirts, like a plain blue t-shirt. I think it was blue. I think I got one, maybe it was 4 t-shirts. Because I feel like when I said it was like 3 t-shirts, I can't remember. But anyway, I think I got the blue, black, and white. I don't think I got gray. I don't always love gray t-shirts because I just feel like they don't like make my body look great. And so I typically go for like darker colors. And every once in a while I love like a white t-shirt with jeans. I think that looks so good. So anyway, but I bought these t-shirts, and I really haven't worn them yet because I was like, you know, I gained some weight back and whatever. And so yesterday I wore a black one, and today I wore this blue one. Even Caroline, she was like, that shirt is so cute. I mean, it's just a plain blue t-shirt, but do you guys remember that I subscribed to like the t-shirt club, and I didn't know that I did, and the t-shirts were very expensive. They're like $60 or $80 each. But I wore it today, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a really nice cotton, and like it's a basic t-shirt. But to wear like under a sport coat, or because like I like tucked it in, and I was like seeing how it would look with a sport coat. To wear it with a sport coat, or to wear just like with a pair of khakis or jeans to go out to dinner, it would look very, very nice, or to a concert, and it like sits in my arms really, really well. I really like this t-shirt a lot. So I'm actually kind of glad that I got them, but I'm very happy that I canceled the subscription because I don't need any more. I now have 2 of each. I actually offered them up to Alex. I was like, do you want these t-shirts? And he didn't take them out of I have the bag sitting in the closet of the other ones. And the other ones I take, like because they come in like this like burlap bag that says like the name Hero Clark on the side of it. And I was like, if you want those t-shirts, you can have them, because I don't think because when I first tried them on, I was like, these do not fit me at all. Like they like made me look really gutted and stuff. Now they like fit me really well. I'm kind of surprised. I think this looks nice on me. I mean, I know you only see it from here down, but like it like fits pretty well. So anyway, so yeah, he didn't take him out of the closet, and now I'm like kind of happy that he didn't, because I'm like, I mean, every once in a while we share stuff, but he's obviously a lot smaller than me, so, I mean, he would have been like, if you want him back, take him back, but I would have been like, no, just keep him, I gave him to you. So, okay, let me tell you, first of all, today was Cousin Fun Day, alright, and Caroline wanted to go swimming so bad, but when we came home, it was so windy outside and so cloudy. I was like, Caroline, this is not a good pool day. Did I tell you guys this yesterday? I had this thought because I was like telling Caroline I didn't think it was going to be a good pool day. And then I was thinking about how yesterday was very similar to the last day that we closed the pool down. I think I did say that yesterday, right? And I was like, well, it was good enough for me then. Caroline was like, it's a perfect pool day. I was like, Caroline, to stand in the pool. She was like, well, I wouldn't stand in the pool. I go, it would be so cold, like on the outside. Now, it is like the wind has completely died down. It's very calm, and the sun came out. And there's hardly any clouds in the sky at all. That's just in the last hour. But it is currently, I think it's like 5:30. Alex was just eating some chips and looking at TikToks on the couch. He just got home about 15 minutes ago. And he's real upset because Love Island isn't on tonight. And so he's going upstairs. So it's about 80 degrees, I think, 78, 80 degrees. And I actually didn't look at the temperature before I came out here. And yeah, and it was like 5:30 when I came out here. So time and temperature check. That's close estimate. I think it was like 78 when Caroline and I came home. So let me tell you what happened. Okay, last night I took a nap. Well, I got caught up on Below Deck Mediterranean while I was eating some dinner. And then, because the newest episode was out, I'm really liking this season a lot. If you guys watch Below Deck Mediterranean, do you like this season? I'm thinking about doing a whole video about it on my Peter Watches TV channel, so I won't talk about it. But, so I watched that last night, and then after that I laid down. I was like, I really want a nap. So I laid down, and Alex was watching Love Island. He's, like, obsessed, and he's, like, watching all this other stuff. Like, there's some after show, and then he was watching all this other TikToks about it. Oh, he's, like, obsessed with... Oh, he, like, did something... He, like, signed up for the app or something. It's very like Big Brother, which starts, I think, on the 17th. I think Nikki told me, because I asked her, she was talking about Big Brother. They're, like, talking about this, like, the whole, like, Big Brother house is supposed to be, like, AI-generated this year and stuff like that. I'm really excited about Big Brother. People are like, are you going to watch Big Brother? Of course I'm going to watch Big Brother. I'm going to be covering it over on my Peter Watches TV channel. So anyway, Love Island, from what I see, and I have tried not to watch it because I think I want to start it from the beginning and then watch it all the way through. But like, everybody that I know, I thought Caroline watched it. Caroline said today she didn't watch it. She said, I don't know if I want to start it or not because I don't know if I want to get hooked. And I was like, what are you watching? She's like, nothing right now. And I said, then what do you have to lose? I would have sworn Caroline said she was watching it. But Tanya is like obsessed with it. Alex is obsessed with it. I have like 2 other friends that are obsessed with it. Sober friends of mine. So many people that I know are obsessed with it. Alex is like, he only started watching it because Ariana Madix is the host of it, but he said she's hardly in it. And so I think he's going to go back and watch the other seasons and stuff like that. But anyway, because I think there's 3 seasons total. So people have been asking me, they're like I'm the expert on it. I haven't even watched one episode. They're like, now, because Caroline was asking me this today. She was like, do you have to watch the past 2 seasons to watch? And I was like, no, like each season is separate, like Big Brother. So anyway, last night I took a nap, and then I got up, and I finished the first episode of season 6 of Sister Wives, and I started episode 2. I could just binge watch Sister Wives for 8-10 hours a day. I mean, that is how into the show I am. So I watched the end of episode 1, and then I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna, because I'm trying to watch an episode of Dark Matter each night, and so I had 6, 7, and 8, episodes 6, 7, and 8, no, 6, 7, 8, and 9, I think I was halfway, or like I think I was a third of the way into episode 6, because I don't think I finished it the other night. I thought I did, and I didn't. So I had 6, 7, 8, and 9 to finish. And so, I talked to Tanya last night. I felt so bad for her. She was like, I wanted to get to a meeting tonight. She was like, and I said, well, you told me that you were busy. And she was like, I didn't even get out of the kennel until 11 o'clock. She was like, we are so busy right now. So I talked to her after that. But anyway, so I watched, I was doing laundry and doing all kinds of stuff, but I ended up watching I watched the whole thing. I finished Dark Matter last night. And I'm going to do a full review of it on my TV channel. So I was going to do it today, but I just couldn't film one more video if you want to know the truth. And I knew I wanted to vlog. And so I don't want to talk too much about it. I will say, if you've read the book, I read the book when it first came out by Blake Crouch, and I loved it. And I don't remember it that. I mean, I remembered what it was about, but I didn't remember details of it. And so I looked online to see how close the book was to the show, and it says it's pretty close, but like watching the show seemed very confusing to me. Like, Tanya was asking me, she was like, "Do you think I would like it?" I said, "I really don't think you would like it. I think if you watched it, you would be confused." I think if I hadn't read the book, I would be so confused by what was going on. Or maybe I would have got it more because I was trying to, like, think about the book. I don't know, but it was very confusing. I will say this, it was done very well. I just didn't like the guy that, I didn't dislike him. He just didn't, I don't know. He didn't, you know, like when you watch like a main character, you know, like you root for him or against him. It wasn't like, I didn't feel like any kind of like, usually when I watch a show, like I feel some kind of emotional attachment to the characters. I didn't at all with him. And Jennifer Connelly plays the wife, and I liked her in the, I mean, I love Jennifer Connelly from Requiem for a Dream, and she was, what was that other show she was in? Was she in a movie called 7 Minutes in Heaven when I was like, she's like my age. She's gorgeous. I love her. And so I watched those episodes last night, and then I watched, I did watch the second episode of season 6 of Sister Wives, because I was still like wide awake. And so I went to bed, and it was like 5:30 when I went to bed. So when I say that I fell asleep quickly, that means for me like an hour to an hour and a half. Like when it takes a long time for me to sleep, that means I toss and turn for like 3 to 4 hours. That was normal for me back in the day. An hour, if I fall asleep within an hour, like that is quick for me. So when I say on here like I fell asleep rather quickly, that means in an hour or an hour and a half. Like that's pretty quick for me. That's like going to the bathroom twice, coming back, turning over 5 times. Like that's still pretty quick for me. I still, with the medicine and all this stuff, and I still struggle falling asleep. But I typically fall asleep pretty quickly. Sometimes quicker than that. Sometimes, I wouldn't say like ever like a half an hour or like right away unless I'm absolutely exhausted. Naps, I sometimes do. Naps, I sometimes fall asleep that quickly. But never usually when I like go to sleep for the night. I really struggle with it. So last night, this morning, I really struggled. And Alex kissed me goodbye. He left at about like 7:30, quarter till 8. And right after he left, I fell asleep. And I was so comfortable. I was like, the fan was perfect. I had half the blanket off. It was really cool in the room. And it was, I could hear the wind outside. It was so windy. And I was like, oh, this is so perfect. And I fell asleep. And like, I felt like I was asleep 2 seconds, which really I was, because it was about 30, 40 minutes. And I woke up and the electricity had gone off. When our electricity goes off, the fire alarm goes off and goes beep, like that. And so it always wakes me up. Caroline's like, how are you that light of a sleeper? And I really am that light of a sleeper. Like Boo Radley moves and I wake up. I'm like a really light sleeper. I sleep deep, but I can wake up like with a sound or whatever. And so like the fire alarm, you know, upstairs was like beep and it went off and then the fan turned off. I cannot sleep without a fan. I cannot sleep without a fan. So as soon as it's just like still in the room, I can't do it. And so I was like, oh God, the electricity went out. And I know that there are people right now in Texas and the Southwest and stuff like that with the hurricanes. I hope you guys are safe. And I hope that you're doing well. I know that there are people that have commented on the videos and said that, somebody commented and said, oh, we're all at my mom's house, or maybe they DM'd me. I can't remember, but they said, we're all over at my parents' house, and it's like the whole family, and it's like Christmas. I was like, oh, that sounds kind of cozy and kind of fun. Like, I always think that, right, until it happens, and then our electricity went out. Well, usually when our electricity goes out, so we're in a different, like, I always say grid, but I don't know what that is. Like, it's us, it's my neighbor that I go swimming with next door, she and I, and then, like, the neighborhood behind us. The rest of the neighborhood, we're on a completely different one. So when their electricity goes out, our electricity is still usually on. So I laid there for, like, 10 minutes, and I was like, usually if it's going to go back on, it goes back on, like, within 5 minutes. It, like, goes off, and then 3 to 5 minutes later, it comes back on, and the fan's like, I can hear the fan go up, right? So it didn't. Well, I'm laying there, and I'm just trying to sleep, and I'm, like, petting Boo Radley. He's completely unbothered by the electricity being off. Like, he doesn't care. He's all snuggled, you know, up next to... He wasn't in his bed. He was up next to Alex's pillow. And I'm like, Boo, please help me sleep. I'm, like, talking to him and stuff. And my phone beeps. And I'm like, oh, who's texting me this early in the morning? I look, and it's my neighbor next door. And she's like, is your electricity off? And I was like, yeah. And so she was like, do you think it's going to go back on? Do you think, you know, because like one of us usually if it goes off will like, you know, inform the, you know, electric company or whatever. I was like, I think they probably know it's the wind. Because usually our electricity, like if it's wind or ice, that's usually when it goes out. Snow doesn't usually do it. It's usually wind or ice. Here comes an Amazon truck. I don't think I have anything else from Amazon that I'm getting. I think I've gotten everything. I did another haul today, the Amazon haul. I think I've gotten everything I've ordered. I feel like throughout the day, like myself and all of my neighbors are constantly getting Amazon packages. There's like the Amazon trucks in this neighborhood all the time. I think he went the other way. I think it sounds like he went the other way. I know people are like so interested in like the sounds, but like when you sit here, I can only, I mean, you guys know I can only see like out here. So like the car comes down here and I can't see, and I can't see over there, but I can hear a car coming. And so I always, like, it's kind of like a game. Like I try to guess it, you know? So the electricity went off, and then I'm just like laying there, and then it was like a half an hour, and I was like, I can't do this, and I need to sleep. And at this point now it's like 9 o'clock, right? And Caroline's coming, and I'd already set my alarm for like 10:30, and Caroline's coming at noon, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, so I texted Caroline because I thought I'll just stay up, and I texted her and I was like, hey, if you want to come early, my electricity is out, I can go early and then we can come back early. And she was like, well, I would, but I have Pilates scheduled from 10:30 to 11:30, and since you don't want to go to brunch because you're trying to eat healthy, she was like, I got to stop on the way and get something to eat because I'm really hungry. And I was like, don't worry about it then, until I understand, I'll see you at noon. She's like, okay, I hope your power goes back on. So I went in the closet and I got this travel fan that I have, right? And the travel fan you can hook up to a battery, like a phone charger and things like that. And so I hooked it up to this battery, and the fan, it's like on this long, you like fold it out like this, and it's on this long stick. It's actually a good travel fan. The thing is, there's just no power to it whatsoever. I mean, it's like very light. It's like you can hardly hear it. I need to hear it and feel it, right? So I wish I had my phone out here. I would show you a picture of it. So I had my, my phone's almost dead. I'm charging it inside. So, I have this fan going. I'm laying in bed, and I'm just like laying there, and I'm like, this is not gonna work. And it was like 20 after 9 at that point. So I was like, I'm just gonna get up. So I just got up and came out here, took Boo Radley out. It was so windy. It was like, whew, I mean, it was like the trees were like bending and stuff. I mean, it was really a pretty morning, but it was just like really, really crazy windy. And it looked like it was going to pour down rain too. So I sat out here for a little bit, called Tanya, talked to Tanya this morning, and so I was like, I told her, I said, I kind of, now that I'm up, like I can't go back. I mean, I was afraid if I fell back asleep, I would sleep through Caroline coming, because I was going to sleep so deep, because it was now like, I hadn't gotten any sleep, right? I'd slept for like 45 minutes or something like that, or an hour and a half, or it wasn't even an hour. I mean, I'd laid down for like an hour and a half, but I got like 45 minutes of sleep. Maybe not even that. So anyway, I was telling Tanya, I was like, if the electricity came back on, like, I mean, I can't upload videos with the electricity down, you know? And, I mean, so I have to, like, render it and stuff even before I could upload it on my phone, which I could do, because I don't need, you know, home Wi-Fi to do that, but I can't do it if I don't have any electricity for my computer to, like, render, you know, anyway. So, you know what, my battery on my computer dies pretty quick, because I've kept it plugged in for 5 years now or something. So I would have had a little bit of battery, but not enough, I don't think, to last. Anyway, so I came inside, and it was like, at that point, it was like 10 to 11, and I was like, okay, I have enough time to either film 2 short videos or 1 long video. Well, I had wanted to do that video that I talked on here yesterday about my therapy session with OCD, and I didn't know where I was going to post that video. And so I kind of decided last night, if I did a video today, because I wasn't sure, I was like, this is so weird too, like, I mean, I'm usually excited to see Caroline and go out, but like, I usually am not that excited to like get out of the house. Like, it's like, I really just don't feel that way anymore, but last night I was really excited to just like run around with her and like, you know, go here and go there and just look at stuff. Like, I was really excited to get like a good sleep and go run around with Caroline, which is kind of disappointing because I was so tired today. So anyway, I went inside and I was like, I'm going to do this OCD video right now. And then, because the electricity came back on. So that's what happened. So I went inside and the electricity came back on. I was like, okay, well, I can at least upload this video while I'm gone. I can render it and I can upload it. Well, the video ended up being 50 minutes. Caroline was almost here, so I got it rendered, and when I came back home, I uploaded it. I got home, I was home, she picked me up at noon. I was home by like 1:45 today. I was so tired when I came home, and it wasn't nice to go to the pool. I mean, now it's perfect weather to go to the pool, but then it wasn't nice weather to go to the pool at all. I was so exhausted. I will say this, my back is feeling so much better. My eye is feeling like 100% better. And so, yeah, I think like those things are probably back to normal. So hopefully, because like last night my back was still hurting. That was the other thing. So last night I really wanted to take a walk and like get back into the walking thing, and I like went upstairs to put on my shoes, and I like walked in the bathroom, and it was like I could hear it was pouring down rain last night. That's why that was the reason why I ended up partly taking a nap too, because I was going to walk and then take a nap. And I was like, I came down and I looked over Alex over the edge, and I was like, it's pouring down rain. He's like, yeah, I can hear it right now. He's like on the patio, and I was like, you can hear it on the back patio? He was like, yeah. I mean, it was pouring down rain. So that was part of why I was like gonna walk, and then I forgot about that, and then take a nap. But anyway, so yeah, so I filmed the OCD video, which I just want to say, thank you guys so much for the really nice comments that you guys left on the video yesterday. I really, really appreciate it. So many of you were so supportive and things like that. And I do want to just say one thing. I know this is just a personal thing. I don't know. And I know that the people that left the comments weren't saying it to be rude. I know you just don't know. I'm just telling you a personal thing for me. To me, when somebody says something like, is this an OCD trait? Or when you do this, is this an OCD trait? And I know people are like, well, you're trying to educate people or whatever. But for me, I don't really know how to explain it. It feels, and it's also kind of sometimes the wording, and I think a lot is lost in translation with comments. But for me, sometimes it's a little bit, it feels very like critical, like not critical, like you're trying to be constructively critically constructive. It doesn't feel that way. It feels like a put down. And I explained in my video today that there's a lot of shame and embarrassment that goes along with having OCD for me. I don't know about other people, but for me, I have a lot of embarrassment and shame, and it's actually really hard for me to talk about online. I just feel like it's part of my journey and what I need to do for my own health and my own help. And I also want to help somebody else out there. So when people say things like, when you do this in a video, is that your OCD? I don't appreciate that. I just want to say that, like, for those people that have left a comment before, like, I don't take any, I'm not upset about it. I'm not mad about it. I don't think you guys knew, but I'm telling you, like, I've even had to say that to some people in my life that have said things to me like, oh, is that your OCD? And I'm like, that's rude to say that to me. Like, you know, like, if somebody had, like, you know, I don't really know how to explain it. It's like if somebody had Tourette syndrome and they, like, you know, had, you know, something, you wouldn't be like pointed out and go, oh, is that it? Like, I mean, it's not language that you use with mental health issues. And I'm just saying this now to educate somebody. Like, the comments that people, like, there was just a few. There was like 2 comments or 3 comments where somebody was asking, and I think they meant it in a very nice way. Because they were people that I think have left nice comments before, so I don't take any offense to that in the past. I'm just saying, going forward, like, to me, that's offensive language that I don't appreciate. So I just want to make, this is just an education piece right here, okay? If you want to DM me or email me and say, like, oh, I struggle with this, or, like, I'm wondering because I noticed that you did that, like, that to me is fair language to use. But to put it in a comment section and be like, when you do this, is this OCD? I feel like that's calling me out, and that's goes back to the shame and the embarrassment that I have. And I just wanted to educate people on that. I don't know that other people with OCD feel the same way, but for me, it very much feels like, you know, I shared in my video today that a lot of it goes back to being bullied. And so, where I didn't feel like I had any kind of control, and so that was my way of kind of having some sense of control over things. And so, I can remember literally being in school and people, like, pointing out things about me and the way I walked or the way I spoke, and I had a lisp when I was growing up, and making fun of that. You could listen to him and things like that. And so, it takes me back there a little bit. And for those of you out there that watch my videos because you like me, which I think is the majority of people over here, I think there's a few people that watch for other reasons, but for the majority out there, I think you're interested in it because you're interested in it. First of all, I'm talking about it, but also because I'm sure you want me to get healthier from it. So I just want to say those comments are not helpful just in the future. But I don't take any offense to the comments that were left, because how would you have known if I hadn't said anything about it? I will say there's like 1 or 2 people that consistently have left kind of like negative comments. And, you know, like, I just want to make this very, very aware, because I don't want somebody to be like, well, first of all, I want to, across any of my channels, if somebody leaves a comment, I have every right to address that comment. I mean, there's full YouTubers that have made full videos addressing negative comments and things like that, okay? But apparently, if I read a comment and I address it in a video, people can't handle it, okay? So I just want to make this very, very clear across all of my channels that if somebody leaves me, if you leave a comment on a public video, I have every right as the creator of that channel to respond to that. And if I choose to do that in a video, because I very rarely respond to things that I feel like needs a discussion in a comment section. I'll address it in a video. So if you don't want your comment addressed, don't leave a comment. That's all I'm going to say. But there's, and like I said this, I think the other day, and I don't want anybody to worry about it, like, oh, Peter's going to start blocking people left and right. It's literally like 1 or 2 people, and it's consistently, like, every comment. And it's not on every video. They don't leave a comment on every video, but it's like every time they leave a comment, and I know their names, right? And it's like every comment they leave is so negative, and I'm just like, you obviously are not having any fun over here, okay? So don't be surprised if I block you. You know, like, I think there's this misconception that I, like, delete comments. I don't delete comments. I just don't, okay? If your comment is not showing up on my channel, it's because you got blocked. And it takes a lot. I've said this multiple times. I've been very fair about it. It takes a lot to get blocked on any of my channels, especially on this channel. So this one, my drama channel, I almost like never block or delete people. It's interesting because people will leave really nasty comments, and then I'll go back and look, and people have responded to it, and then the comment's not there, and I'm like, well, I didn't delete the comment. And then somebody will be like, oh, Peter's deleting comments. I'm like, yeah, the person that left the comment, because it's either me or them. Those are the only 2 people that can delete the comment. And so if it's not there anymore, I didn't delete it. I can't remember the last time that I deleted a comment on my YouTube channel. Period, and just, I can't remember, right? And so I can't even remember the last time that I blocked somebody, and I think I said this the other day, so I don't want to get into it again, but like, I think I've been pretty fair about it. But if you're consistently leaving really, and I'm not talking about constructive criticism, I mean, I can handle that, right? I'm talking about when the language that you use is of a nasty tone consistently over multiple videos and multiple comments. What that says to me is that you're not enjoying your time here, and I'm not enjoying your comments. So we'll just nip it in the bud, make it real easy for both of us. How about that, right? So anyway, so I got up today, and then I did the drama video about the OCD. It was interesting because I had all these notes that I had taken in my therapy session yesterday, and I didn't really go off my notes at all. I kind of like went through them before I did the video, but it was really just me talking about my experience. I actually talked a lot about my compulsions and my rituals. I don't know. I hope it's helpful to somebody. I just posted it before I came out here, so my other videos are uploading. So then I went with Caroline, and we went and got coffee, and then we ran to the post office. I didn't have anything at the post office. And then she had to go to Costco. I got dog treats at Costco. That was it for Boo Radley, which I showed him my haul. I showed him eat. My haul today is called A Haul with Boo, and he's eating little treats in the background and stuff. It's real cute. So anyway, but some of these treats that I got at Costco, per Caroline's recommendation, are like his favorites ever. Am I at 27 minutes already? Oh my God. I thought this would be like 10 minutes and me being like, look, you guys, I am so tired. I didn't think it would be this long already. So anyway, so we went to Costco. She got a bunch of stuff at Costco. We were going around. She'd say, I can't find eggs. And then we'd have to look for eggs. And she'd say, she wanted Crustables for her son and his girlfriend. And so I found the Crustables for her. So it was kind of like scavenger hunt in Costco. We were having fun, but I was so tired. At one point, I just kind of like leaned up against this box. And I said, Caroline, I'm so tired. I kept on saying to her, I'm so tired and I don't know why. And she goes, what do you mean you don't know why? You didn't get any sleep last night. I go, I know, but like, I'm usually like, I kind of like get my second wind at some point. I just stay tired the whole time. So after Costco, she wanted to go to Trader Joe's. So we went to Trader Joe's, which was absolutely packed. They didn't really have any new stuff there. I got a couple things, and I got apricots from there. They looked so good. And they had a sign over it that said, these apricots would be delicious with cottage cheese. Like, this is the kind of stuff that sells me on stuff, right? And I'm thinking to myself, they looked so good anyway. I haven't had an apricot in forever. Do we say apricot or apricot? I say apricot. What do you say? You say apricot? Oh, okay. But anyway, see, that was just a one-on-one conversation right there. But anyway, I said to Caroline, I go, look, they're really good with cottage cheese. She just started laughing at me. What did we get laughing about so hard today? God, what did she say to me? And I said something. Oh my God, it was a story. Okay, we were talking. Okay, I'll tell that story in just a second. But anyway, so I was like, oh, I have got cottage cheese at home, and these apricots will be really good with cottage cheese because they say so, right? So I got those and some dog treats. That's all I got at Trader Joe's. And then Caroline, they didn't have horseradish sauce there. So she's like, I've got to get horseradish sauce and tortillas. And they don't have my she wanted carb-free tortillas. They didn't have those at Trader Joe's. So she's like, we got to go to a grocery store. Do you want to go to Whole Foods? And I was like, we can go to Whole Foods. I got to get coffee and cottage cheese anyway. I didn't get cottage cheese because I got enough of it. So we went to Fresh Time. And I kept on saying, do you want to go to Aldi? She's like, I see stuff on TikTok all the time for Aldi. Her and Alex and Tanya's husband are like addicted to the TikTok. She's always telling me, well, this is how the story got started about our little joke that we had. So she's always telling me stuff that she sees on the TikTok. So then we went to Fresh Time, and she had a bunch of stuff she had to get in there. They had horseradish, but then she was pissed because they didn't have her tortillas that were carb-free. They had carb-free tortillas, but not the brand she wanted. I'm like, this is Fresh Time, Caroline. They don't have like 10 of everything. She's like, I know, but I just don't want to have to go to another grocery store. And I was like, well, why don't we go here on the way home? She's like, well, I'm not going to make you go to another grocery store. I really had nothing to get today, so it was really kind of me just getting out of the house. But anyway, so then she took me home after that. And I got home. The camera stopped. I got home. I feel like I'm talking really fast. Am I talking really fast? That's how you can tell I haven't had any sleep. I'm like riding that wind, and then like I told Alex, I said, when I'm done vlogging and it's rendered and uploading, I'm laying down and I can just tell you right now, my head's gonna hit that pillow and be like, oh. See, I fall asleep fast on my naps. So anyway, all my ice melted. That's how warm it is. I mean, it hasn't all melted, but it's like almost melted. That's how warm it is out here. If I get up from my nap and I feel rested, I kept on thinking maybe today I would go to the casino because I don't really have tons to do tomorrow except for make videos. But then I was like, maybe not. I don't think, I'm too tired. I mean, I don't know how I would do it. And I don't want to go too late. So, I mean, if I'm going to go, I want to kind of go a little bit earlier, so maybe it'll be easier. But then the other thing I'm kind of worried about is, like, what if I get done at 1 at the casino? Like, if I go at 8 or 9 and I get done at 1 in the morning and there's, like, no Ubers or Lyfts till, like, 5 in the morning. Then I'm stuck there for, like, 4 or 5 hours, you know, instead of just, like, 2 or 3 hours. God, that would be hell. So, anyway, but I don't think I'm doing that tonight because I got Sister Wives to watch and Love Island. But I have accomplished 2 of my goals this week as far as watching TV, and I'm almost done with the Walking Dead graphic novel. I'm like halfway through it. So I got that one almost done. And then I finished Sister Wives Season 5, which was one of my goals, and Dark Matter. So, achieving some goals. And, so yeah, and I'm still vlogging every day. So I was waiting for the drama video to, like, upload. And so I was like, I'm going to make a couple other videos. So I did the haul. And then I did a Peterisms video. I went upstairs with the intention, because I filmed it in the bedroom because it was still like real windy outside. I did it with the intention of, it would have been too windy to sit out here. I was worried I wouldn't even be able to sit out here to vlog, but the wind died about an hour ago. So I went upstairs with the intention of filming my review and reaction to Dark Matter on Apple, and I kind of forgot in between, I don't know how, but in between doing the haul and my Peterisms video, I kind of forgot that I was going to do that TV video. In fact, so I brought up this box of these ranch Cheez-Its that I reviewed today on my review channel that I bought on Amazon because I saw it on one of those junk food Instagram accounts. They're brand new, I guess, limited edition, time, and whatever. Limited supply? No, limited time, I think is what it says on the box. But anyway, so I filmed my haul, and then I did the Peterisms video. I didn't want to, like, have food in my mouth while I was doing the Peterisms video, so I waited to do the review after that. And I came downstairs to upload the videos to render, and I was like, oh, okay, all I have left now is my vlog. I'm so tired. And I got down there, and I was like, where's my TV video? And I was like, oh, you didn't do a TV video, but that was the video you were planning to do today, was the dark. That's why you wanted to finish it so bad last night. I didn't even do that video, so that'll probably come tomorrow. Or another Sister Wives video. But anyway, so yeah, so got that done, and then Alex was on his way home. He texted me, and then got up that video, and I watched the OCD video back and posted it, and then the other videos are rendering, and they'll be up later, and that's been my day. And I am so tired. My eyes don't hurt like they hurt yesterday, but they're tired. My eyes are just really tired. I wore my glasses for like the first part of the morning before Caroline came. I like popped my contacts in like right before my cousin came. And so I was really worried last night because they still kind of hurt. I was like, I'm gonna have to go to the eye doctor tomorrow. I'm gonna have to call and try to get an appointment. You know, you're never gonna get an appointment the day of. Then I'm gonna have to Uber there like on Thursday or Friday. And I just was like, this is gonna be a mess. And so I woke up today though. My eyes felt much better. And then I popped in my contacts. I had my glasses on earlier today, and then, well, I didn't pop them in. Well, actually, I made my OCD video. You know, it's so out of focus. When I watched it back, it's like it goes in and out of focus. And I was like, why didn't I notice when I was filming it that it went out of focus? And it's because I was wearing my glasses. And so when I took my glasses off, I couldn't really see it because I didn't have my reading glasses on. When I have my contacts in, I can see it usually. I can see if it's out of focus because, see, there's like a little box. Like, well, you can't see, but there's a little box that goes like this. And so it like focuses on my face. When that box goes other places, I can see that it's not focused on me. When I sit in the bedroom, because it's so white all behind me, it sometimes goes out of focus. Well, I didn't realize it because I didn't have my contacts in, so I couldn't even see the screen on the camera. And I was like watching it back. I was like, this is so it goes in and out, in and out, in and out, like through the whole thing. I was like, well, I'm posting it anyway because I spent 50 minutes filming this video, so it is what it is. But yeah, it felt very cathartic to film that video. It felt like, I don't know, it just felt really cathartic, and it felt like I was on the other side, you know, of when I started working on the OCD. I actually looked up my videos on my Peter Does Stuff video, and because I just looked up OCD and like the search for my videos. It's like you have like a content section where you can just like search like for videos, and I put OCD in, and there was 3 videos that I had made over there. The first one I think was from August 5th of last year, which means it's almost, if that's the first, I didn't go back and watch it, but if that's the, like skimmed it a little bit, but like if that's the first video that I did talking about it over there, then that means it's been almost a year since I've been working on it. And I was like, in that moment, I was like, I thought it was later. I thought it was like September or October, but I was like, you know what? Like, you have come a long way in a year on working on this stuff, like, and intensely, like, focused on, you're going to get over this, you're going to work on this stuff, you know? And it still flares up from time to time, but nothing like it did a year ago. I mean, in that video, if you watch that video, it was all-consuming. It was all-consuming. I didn't even get into what all of my rituals and compulsions were. I mean, if somebody wants me to make that video, I will. But I didn't even get into all of it, but I did share quite a bit of what it was like, and some things until I made that video I forgot. Like, I would make the bed 4 times a day. Well, not 4 times a day, but I would make the bed and then remake it, and then remake it, and then remake it. Change the pillowcases 4 times while I was making the bed. Not 4 different pillowcases, but put the pillowcase on, take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off. I would do laundry, and I would, like, fold laundry, like, all the towels 4 times, and then redo them, and then redo them, and then redo them, and stack them in 4s. And with laundry, like shirts, they had to be folded 4 times, 4 times, 4 times, 4 times, and then put up in there 4 times, take them down 4 times, put them back up 4 times. And then the shirts had to be in numbers of 4s. Like, I mean, none of that exists today. I mean, I don't even know, like, I said this in my video, I was like, I don't even know, like, there was a lot of stuff I did on the back end of, like, if you make YouTube videos, you know what I'm talking about, but there's stuff you have to do, like, put in the description box, and the title, and the end screen, and stuff like that. I had to do that in such a specific way that I could never, like, if I did one thing wrong, I'd be like, oh, I have to re-upload this video, because I, like, put one thing out of order. I mean, it was nothing that would even mean anything to you. It was like, if I put the description box before the title or something, I'd be like, oh, no, you did that out of order. Now you got to re-upload. I mean, it was crazy. I don't even know how I got stuff done back in the day. I honestly don't. I think one of the scary things about it is that I was keeping it, like, a secret from, I mean, Alex later said that he knew a lot of it. He saw a lot of it, but he didn't know the extent to what it was. I mean, my therapist had to be like, you know, to him in marriage counseling, like, it's really severe, Alex. Like, Peter's got to work really hard on this. He got it. He got it was bad, but he didn't, like, get that it was that bad, you know? Tanya got it. Valerie got it. Valerie would ask me questions about it. Tanya knew things. She'd ask me some questions about it. They were all very compassionate and kind in the way that they treated me with it, but those were really, like, the only 3 people that really, I don't know, maybe a couple other people. I don't remember having a lot of conversations with Caroline until after I started working on it. So, yeah, I don't know. Interesting. But, you know, I was, like, keeping it such a secret because I was so ashamed and embarrassed of it, you know? And I shared this in there that, like, if it was at, like, 30%, after the accident, it exploded to, like, 110%. Like, I mean, it was out of control. it was like every day I was adding like 40, 50 new rituals. Like literally every day. I mean, I couldn't even go from here to walking inside without doing like 10 rituals. Like having to tap a table, tap this, tap that, tap the glass, turn the glass, step in a certain way, had to step in a certain foot, had to walk so many steps to the door, had to open the door so many times, like had to press the thing 4 times, had to open the door with my left hand, had to walk in with my, certain foot, step on it. I mean, it was, you guys, I don't even know how I did it. I honestly, like, it was all consuming. And when I looked back on it, like what we really found that after the accident was really that this fear of this medical emergency that came out of nowhere, was like, in retrospect, I was trying to control something from happening again like that, but also in retrospect, trying to control things that had already happened and not even like fully aware in the moment that I had no control over what had already happened. I couldn't go back in time and do anything different. And I think it was a way of knowing that, but like in my head, like unrealistically trying to control things that had happened already. And I couldn't change that, and that was scary to me. And I can remember, like in February after talking to his mom, and she gave me so much grace and she was so kind, and just the things that she said were so helpful to me and just really a gift. And I really thought, like, after that, I was like, okay, a lot of this is going to go away, a lot of my feelings, and they didn't with the rituals and the compulsions. And really, I mean, I'm so grateful for what she said, and I know the things that she said were true, that I can't continue to torture myself. And, I mean, she even acknowledged it's a medical emergency. You had no control over it. You couldn't do anything about it, right? And that's just what happened. And I know she's right. And so many people have said that to me, but in my head, I just still play it over and over and over and over and over and over again, The way that I deal with it today is by talking about it to my sponsor, to Alex, to Tanya, to my therapist a lot. And try to continue to talk about it. And, like, these are some of the things that I also feel kind of afraid to say on video, but because I don't know the reception of it, but, like, she and I kind of talked about this a little bit. His mom was that I also, like, I can't change what happened. I wish I could. I can't, right? And so, for me, I have to live the best life that I possibly can, because he's not here anymore, and I have to, out of some kind of respect or homage to that. And I think the overwhelming thought that goes through my head on such a regular basis is, why him, not me? Like, it makes no sense whatsoever. And I think I go into the state of blame. I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not, like, there today because I just had therapy yesterday, and every therapy session we talk about it. Like, literally everyone. I mean, it's I don't know, like, I mean, so many people ask me about the grieving process, and I think that that's such a big part of it, but, like, not, just grief over, like, everything that happened, and what life looks like now in comparison to before, and what I could have done differently if I never left that day. I think about that a lot, right? Like, if I never left that day, I think, like, in the past, people would send me stuff where people had said things like, he knew he had seizures and he shouldn't have been in a car driving. Epileptics drive. I mean, I don't really know what to tell you. It's different from state to state, but in Indiana, epileptics that are doctors approved can have a driver's license. I hadn't had a seizure in 23 years, And, when people are like, oh, it's really convenient, he had a seizure. Oh, yeah, like, I woke up that morning and decided to, like, go 90 miles, 89 miles, I think it was 90 miles an hour or something, up against, like, that. Like, that was my plan that morning. I mean, like, seriously? I mean, the force of impact, if you even saw the pictures of my car, like, people have shown them and things before, but it's like, if you even saw, like, the whole picture of it and all the other cars involved, I mean, it's not just like, it was this or it was that. I mean, anyway. You know, and even though there's a full police investigation that's been done, and my doctors, you know, had to, like, you know, give information and medical records and all this kind of stuff, and all that stuff that happened, it's still like there's a part of me that still blames myself, you know? Even though I know, you know, that I never in my life ever thought that I was ever going to have a even slight bit of seizure activity again. I would never have gotten in a car if I thought that that was possible. And my doctors pretty much told me that that was probably never going to happen. I had just in January had full testing and everything was fine, you know? And so, I mean, that's a huge part of why I've chosen not to drive today, is because I don't ever want to put anybody at risk or make anybody ever worry about that today. I can't change what happened, but I can change going forward that I don't want to ever make somebody worry. And so that's why I've decided to never drive again, you know? And even people like in my personal life are like, well, don't say never. And I'm like, I mean, like Alex is completely supportive. Tanya, all my close people, but people that don't really know the situation, like when I see people like at meetings that I haven't seen for a long time, they'll be like, don't say never. I'm like, no, like I've made this decision, like never. I will never drive again. I don't need to, you know? And so, I don't know, but like a lot at that time afterwards, I felt like I had no control over anything that was happening in this world and this life, and I just didn't know what to do with that. And I think just out of that, it's just like the OCD just multiplied and multiplied and multiplied and multiplied, right? And so I think subconsciously that's kind of how I dealt with it. I don't know. I'm so grateful that I had a therapist that was so compassionate and so kind, but yes, also so direct, and like, these are the things that we need to do, and if you want to get through this, this is what you need to do, you know? He didn't bullshit me about my feelings relating to the accident, you know? I would say things to him like, why him, not me? And he wouldn't give me 50 excuses. He'd say, okay, why him, not you? You know? Or is that just what happened? You know, like, one thing that I've had a lot of people say to me, and his mother even said this to me, was that this isn't just something that happened to him. This is something that happened to the both of you. And I really struggled to even get behind that today, you know? And then on top of that, afterwards, then the brain bleed, which I've shared with you guys, like, I don't even know that I'm 100% at a place yet to really even talk about how scary that was to me. Because, you know, I was getting on video and I was being like, oh, they think this or they think that. Because I didn't want to say, like, my doctors are telling me, like, this, we may not be able to fix this. Like, you know, and I was really, like, I just didn't know what to do with that. I didn't know what to, like, okay. I don't know. It was just, it was an out-of-mind experience at that time. And I don't, I feel like it took 2.5 years for me to even kind of like start grasping reality of the situation a little bit, you know, of all of it. And then I think what happened, and I talked about this in my video today, was that, you know, like so when I started working on the OCD stuff, I can remember saying to my therapist at the time, like when I started working on getting rid of the compulsions and the rituals, I would say to him, I feel really emotionally raw and vulnerable. Like when I first got sober, like I felt like I had nothing to lean. Like I can remember when I first got sober, I didn't know what to do with my feelings and my emotions. Like that's how I felt when I started getting rid of these rituals. I just felt like I was like free falling, right? And I think as a result, that's a lot of what happened with like the standing up for myself era and being like really loud on video and things like that, you know? And I said this in my other video, so I'll say it over here. If anybody was offended by that, you know, I apologize. I also feel like I needed to go through that. Like that's not where I'm at today. That's not who I am. But I think that I needed to go through that at that time. I think had I suppressed that, that's why I love the comment that somebody left me. Like, I feel like they said something like, I feel like we're witnessing the transformation of Peter Monn in real time. I really feel like that was the case. I felt like I needed to go through that, you know? Like, I don't know. like I would get comments from people and they'd be like, I don't know, like you're cussing a lot and you're doing this and you're yelling and I don't understand it. And I like I would kind of be like, yeah, I don't get it either. But I feel compelled. I don't feel like that today. Like I feel peaceful and serene today, you know? I think that's why, like when I was talking about this yesterday, I talked about it in the video today too, is that a lot of the OCD traits that exist today come out during periods of peace and calmness, because I think that's when my mind is settled and I almost try to create chaos in those moments. Well, at least that's how my therapist tried to explain it to me. But yeah, that video was really, really helpful for me to do today. It was very cathartic. There's this little, like, I don't know if it's a yellowfinch. I don't really know birds that well. I feel like Carrie Watts in Trip to Battlefield when she's like, but I'm mighty partial to a scissor tail. I love that. That's one of my favorite scenes of any movie ever. And, but it looked like a yellowfinch. We used to have a lot of yellowfinches. Goldfinches? Yellowfinches? What are they called? When I was growing up as a kid, I remember my mom used to always talk about it. Are they goldfinches? I think they're goldfinches. This bird is so yellow. It's so pretty. It's like this little bird. It's so pretty. Oh, look at it just hopping around. I haven't seen a bird that's like yellow like that in a long time. People keep on sending me this thing that's like, I think you can get it on Etsy. It's like a farmer's market for squirrels. I've had like I was going to say 3, but I think it's more than that. It's like 5 to 10 people that have sent me this thing on Etsy. It's like this squirrel's little farmer's market thing, right? And you can put like food in it and whatever. And I want to get it so bad, but I haven't even set up my squirrel table. I haven't, like, all those seeds I bought, and I was like getting real like hard on myself about it the other day. I was like, summer's half over. You've even like planted those strawberry seeds. Like, what's going on? I was like, oh, I can do it next year. I can just save those for next year. So when people keep on asking me about this table, I'm like, it's not like I'm going anywhere. You know, it's like I'll be sitting out here in January, so I can put the table together in December if I want to. It's like there's no hurry, you know. I kind of love that life has settled down so much. I really do. Like, you know, that my life is so slow today, and I think it's made me really appreciate the smallness and the slowness of life. I think there was a period, and I talked about it on here, where I felt like my life was so small, and I didn't like that. And then I went to the other side of that with acceptance, and then became grateful for the smallness of my life, and the small amount of people that I have in my life that are dependable to me and loyal, and I am to them. And you know, and my circle's small, and my life is small, and our home is small, and I have a little yard, and my neighbors, and I like all that, you know? I like the small life that I have today, and in a way that I think I was afraid of before, you know? So I've kind of come full circle with all that stuff, but yeah, that's where I'm at today, and I'm gonna go get this vlog rendered. I went off into a whole bunch of stuff I didn't think I was going to go off on to today. Anyway, if you're interested in the OCD stuff, go watch my video on my Peter Monn channel. And yeah, and thanks for hanging out with me on the front porch today. And now I'm going to sleep. Goodbye. Anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Wednesday. You made it halfway through the week. I guess if you work till Friday. If you work this weekend, then the week's still going on, and I'm sorry. So anyway, I used to hate, back in the day, I used to work Tuesday through Saturday, and people would be like, yes, it's Friday, and I'm like, for you, but I work Saturday, okay? So anyway, but I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Wednesday. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye! Bye, bye, bye! Love you. See you tomorrow. Bye. Love you.